Are you a photography glutton?
Hello, welcome to iansstudio. I'm Ian and Butterfield. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, please take a moment to subscribe and hit that like button. It really does help me. The 7 deadly sins. You must have heard of them. Maybe you've thought of them as a bit of a joke. But there's also 7 deadly sins of photography, and they're no joke, because they can seriously affect your photography. In this first video in the series, I'm going to look at the photographic sin of gluttony. And I'm going to talk about 3 different types of photographic glutton. Come with me as we wander around the park and I'll tell you all about it. Now, our first type of photography glutton, if you've ever been to an event at a photographic studio, you will have come across this type of glutton. They're the person who hogs the model, and they always want to take twice as many photos as everybody else. Not only that, but they've always got just one more shot. The problem is, it never is just one more shot. Now, what's the solution to this? Well, in my studio, what I do is I try to encourage people to shoot short and shoot frequent. In other words, get a few shots in and then let somebody else have a go. And the advantage of working that way is that your turn comes around quicker, and not only that, you can build on what everybody else has been working on. It'll give you ideas for what you want to shoot as well. So that's our first photographic glutton, the model hog. Our second type of photography glutton is someone you might meet if you do a lot of travel photography. This type of photography glutton is the person who pushes past everyone to be the first person to take the photo whilst they're travelling. And not only that, they stand there afterwards, preventing everybody else from getting photos. And they'll spend time not only creating more and more photos that they don't need, but when they've stopped, they'll spend their time reviewing the camera and chimping, preventing anybody else from getting images. Or just stand there talking with other people in the way. The thing about this sort of person, though, is most of them, it's not anything malicious. It's just pure not thinking, to be honest. But there is a solution. The solution is usually fairly straightforward. It's just to ask the person very politely if they wouldn't mind moving out of the way. The only problem is, if you're British like me, you might be just a little bit too reserved or polite. And instead, we'll do the British thing of just standing there and tutting loudly. Let's go and have a look elsewhere in the park, and I'll tell you about our next type of photography glutton. Our third type of gluttonous photographer is the photographer who takes the same shot scores and scores of times. You must have seen this. Someone who will take a shot and then take another and another and another. And yes, there is a place for multiple shots to allow for changes in exposure, to allow for maybe the focusing was slightly off, maybe the subject blinked. But you only need 2 or 3. You don't need scores of them. In fact, this type of photographer, although they're not a hindrance to anybody else, unlike the first 2, they're just making work for themselves. They're creating more images than they need, and they're just going to have to search through them, work through them, and edit them. it really shows a lack of confidence. Now, someone once said that the sign of madness was doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So what's the solution? Well, it is keep taking multiple shots, but just take one or two. And then, after you've done that, once you know you've got rid of the blinkies or you've got rid of the camera shake, things like that, change something. So for the next shot, perhaps zoom in and take a few shots there. Then change the angle that you're shooting at. Go round to one side or to the other. Or maybe tilt the camera for the next shot. Or maybe, I don't know, change the exposure or the aperture. And take a range of shots. And there is a phrase that we use in photography to describe this kind of shooting. We call it working the scene. And the advantage of doing that is you've got those multiple shots. If you're not sure that you've nailed it in one, you've got the multiple shots to protect yourself. But you've also got a variety. And as you look at those in the edit, you can learn from them. You can decide maybe this shot is better than this. Maybe this technique works better than that. And you're improving your repertoire of the types of shots that you can create. So, are you a photography glutton? If so, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like and comment. And if you want some suggestions on how to improve your photography, why not watch one of the videos that's on the screen now? Until next time, keep making great photos. Bye for now.